Do not listen. Do not listen to anybody that tries to make you feel like you're wrong for feeling the way that you do. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to them. You're not too much. You're not too sensitive. You're not too angry. You're not too emotional. You're not too, you're not crazy. You're not selfish. You're not none of that is true. Absolutely none of that is true. Those statements are coming from people who are trying to manipulate you, who are trying to control you, who are trying to avoid responsibility for their own choices and their own energy, and trying to use you as a scapegoat and try to put the focus on you to take the focus off of them, okay? They do not deserve a place in your life. If you have to walk away from people like this, you are not selfish. You are not wrong. You are not mean or cruel or anything like whatever these people will try to label you as. You're none of that, okay? You need to protect your own well-being. And if you're in a situation, which I'm seeing you are in a situation, you either are in the situation or you were in the situation that was destroying you. It was destroying every aspect of your life. It was destroying your mind, your body, your emotions. It was preventing your soul from evolving. It was like just trying to keep you down, all right? And you separating yourself from that and saying like, no, I'm not gonna let you affect me anymore. You putting your well-being first and taking care of your needs, that is not selfish. That is not cruel. That's not immature. It's not crazy. It's not. Don't even think on it for a second. Don't even let that stuff penetrate you. If people are saying this stuff about you, if the people you had to separate yourself from are trying to say this about you and it's kicking up all these feelings inside of you, it's because you were programmed. Like at some point in your life, you started to believe these people. You started to believe that you were too much, that you were too sensitive, that you were selfish. They got in your head. So there are pieces of you that were conditioned to believe that. But that's not who you truly are. That's energy coming from somebody else. Who you truly are, that's like, no one can tell you who you are. You know what I mean? I can see that you are an incredibly strong, passionate, compassionate, empathic, intuitive, responsible, loving person. I can see this. I see that you have a really nice personality. I see that you're intelligent. I see that people make you feel like but people have tried to make you feel inferior probably your whole life because they felt insecure around you. They felt like if they could control you, then they can control the bad feelings that they had inside of them rather than trying to work through the bad feelings so that those bad feelings weren't controlling them. That's really what it was. It was like a power struggle with these other people, with what was living inside of them. It was like they were being controlled by their bad feelings, so they were trying to control their bad feelings by controlling the people around them. I'm like tongue-tied right now. You see what I mean? These people didn't have the strength to go inward and work through for whatever reason. For whatever reason, they didn't have the strength. Maybe that's what they were taught. Maybe they were in too deep, or maybe just like the generation that they were. It wasn't like a mindful generation, like a let's work with our problems. It was more like a let's survive through this type mindset. Okay, but you're in a different mindset. Like the word holistic is coming to mind. Like maybe you are a very holistic person. Maybe you're very tuned into energy. Well, you are tuned into energy. But because you're very sensitive to energy, you might be tuned into how energy flows. Like I'm seeing, it's almost like, I don't know, like the words feng shui or feng shui, like the way energy flows in spaces, like through your own body, like your own energetic system, your emotional energy, your mental energy, your physical energy, and any subtle energy. But maybe the way energy flows through your body. Maybe you're into like acupuncture or acupressure or something like that. I'm seeing something like with meridians, like energy flows, but also the way energy flows through spaces. Like you're very conscious of all this stuff. And because you're conscious of energy, you're also like very, like you're tuned into energy, but you just want to like bring into balance energy that's not in balance. Whereas the people that are around you or that you were around want to control energy or ignore it, or they want to like sweep it under the rug and act like it's not a thing or whatever. Whereas you want to work with energy, you want to align with it, and you want to bring it into balance. Like if there's an energetic blockage, you want to like release that blockage. So I see you very like, you are the opposite of the people that you had to be around. Okay, but these people like really try to get into your head, or have tried to get into your head, or they did get into your head for a long time. But I see you like unraveling that now, going through the process. But you know, you gotta know you are not what these people have made you believe that you are. Okay, and don't believe them. Whatever they're saying about you, whatever they're saying to you, whatever they're trying to say to you to prevent you from empowering yourself, it's not true. God thinks you're amazing. And all of these things that these people try to make seem are wrong with you, it's not true. God loves all of these things about you. God loves that you want to empower yourself. God loves that you want to protect your well-being, and that you want to clear blockages and develop your self-trust and self-love and self-worth and self-respect. God loves this about you. God loves that you want to end the cycle. God loves that you're not being used as a scapegoat. God loves that you face things head on and you don't make excuses for other people or for yourself. God loves that you're accountable for yourself. And even if you went through a period of time where you were making excuses, or you were following like a lot of learned behavior, you have seek to reconcile that. You seek to like bring that into balance, and God loves that about you. You know, you were on earth. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to, we're very vulnerable as children. And so if you were raised in an environment with narcissistic caregiver, or somebody who mistreated you, or somebody who was emotionally unavailable, or something of that nature, it makes a huge impression on us. We learn a lot from that stuff. And if you have to survive by, like for some people here, like you only survived through these situations by becoming the person that this like dominant, narcissistic, egotistical, manipulative, controlling person, like you had to become the person they wanted you to be. Like that was the only way to survive. But that's your not true self. Okay? So if you did have to do that to survive, like you can forgive yourself for some of the things you did or said, or maybe, those characteristics that you took on. I'm talking quick. I'm getting a little tongue-tied. I'm getting tongue-tied. It's like these people are speaking so many like false things about you that it's like their tongues are tied. It's like coming through the energy is coming through like very like fast, and like it's like these people, in an effort to protect themselves, maybe it's their own wrongdoings or their own pain, they're like scrambling to try to make you seem like you're the problem, or you're the wrong one, or you're the one who needs to be fixed. We're fine. I don't know. It's given that kind of energy. And it really is just to try to protect their own really messed up ways. Like they just really don't want to be seen. But I see you're like a transparent person. Like you're pretty transparent about things. Like you're transparent with yourself. That's what I'm seeing. Like maybe you're not like out there divulging everything to the world. Or maybe you want to share your story. Maybe you want to share your story, but you don't feel like the timing is right. You'll know when the timing is right. If you want to share your story, and you don't feel like it's the right timing, you'll know when the time is right. Trust that. Like you have a lot of divine guidance coming into your space, like coming into your mind and into your energy field. And there's steps you have to take first, you know? You'll know when the right time is. And if you're not sharing your story because it's not safe for you to share your story, you'll know when it's safe. Like that's valid. That's completely valid, because, you know, we are dealing with people here who can be pretty malicious and pretty, you know, malignant and vengeful. So you'll know when the right time is. You'll get the green flag for it. But just to get real quickly back into it, it's almost like you were programmed to believe that you were inferior. And now it's like you're working through those programs. But you might get triggered when somebody elicits these false sense of self. So if somebody tries to accuse you of something, rather than just being like, I know I'm not like that, you might get triggered because there's a piece of you that like was conditioned or programmed to believe that that was true. Even though you know it's not true, there's still something inside of you that's like working through that. Because I truly am seeing like, when you fully embrace who you are and you really step into like a very healthy level of self-love, and you know who you are, you've worked through your shadow, you know, you've like integrated everything, and you love yourself fully, like you love everything about yourself, even the stuff that other people made you think was wrong or that made you feel shame for. It's like when you have that type of self-love, that is so powerful that when other people try to like judge you and criticize you, it just bounces off. It doesn't even penetrate in, because you know who you are. You've worked through all of it. You know, it's like people can say whatever they want. It's like, what? It just kind of like bounces off. Like if I'm seeing like an arrow like try to hit, but like it doesn't penetrate through, it just kind of like falls down. Because, and truthfully, you really grasp the idea that other people's opinions of you are a reflection of who they are, not who you are. You know, but when people are giving opinions about you and it's really triggering you, that's because there's something inside of you that was conditioned to believe that that was true. And so you can take the opportunity to work through that belief and to like affirm that that's not who you are, and really look at who you are. And you'll see so many examples that that's not who you are. You are not who these other people are making you out to be. They're just projecting. They're projecting their own self-loathing onto you. Their own inner demons, their own shadow that they haven't worked through. They're projecting that onto you to try to make it seem like you're that way, but you're not. And just continue to love yourself. Continue to honor your emotions. Whatever comes up, try to understand it. Try to understand where it came from, how it got there. And it's not placing blame. It's like connecting the dots. It's a level of understanding that you need. It's a deep level of understanding that you need to have. Okay? It's because when we're like, we dismiss certain things, like, no, that's me blaming somebody. It's not. You're almost dismissing this opportunity to really understand things fully. Okay? And like, if we're going to be honest about it, people did things to you that they are responsible for certain things that you've had to go through. There's nothing wrong with saying that. Like, people literally did things to you that were messed up, that were intentional, and they are responsible for creating this type of pain and this type of adversity and mistreatment in your life. Like, it's not wrong to be like, you caused that. That's not wrong. But you have the responsibility to heal it. They can't heal it within you. You don't need them to apologize to you to heal it. Like, you have the responsibility to work through the energies that it created in you, even if someone else did it. Like, you don't need somebody to apologize to you and to give you closure for you to heal. And if you're waiting around for somebody to do that, you are kind of prolonging your own healing process, because so many of these people do not have the capacity or the maturity to be able to take responsibility for themselves. They're just operating at a very wounded, low frequency, a low state of consciousness, where it's like they want to avoid it. And so if you're waiting for them to do it, you're going to be waiting for a long time. You know what I mean? Because they might not ever. They just might not. I mean, I see people in this collective who, like, people who have done you dirty would rather die than apologize. Knowing full well that they were wrong and that they hurt you, but they just don't have the capacity to take responsibility for it, because they're too wounded. They don't love themselves. And taking responsibility for that is like owning up to being imperfect. And because their ego is already shattered, it's already fragmented and very fragile, they just can't even consider. That's really what it comes down to. Somebody who can't take responsibility for themselves has shattered ego, and owning up to their mistakes just reminds them of how imperfect they truly are, which then just magnifies the pain that's inside of them. But that's not who you are. You are the opposite of who these people are. And you've got a strength inside of you that just is, you can't quantify this strength. It's immense. And you always had it. Like, you didn't develop it through going through adversity. You've always had it. Okay, so you are a remarkable person from what I'm being shown. I think you're pretty cool. I think you're pretty amazing. And I don't think that God would give you this role if you weren't amazing and powerful and capable. And you have this call inside of you to follow. And you are. That takes a pretty special being to do that, okay? Because we live in a world where a lot of people just make excuses. It's too hard. It's too hard is code for, like, I'm not ready. I don't believe in myself. Okay? And so in some cases it's valid. You know, sometimes there's just too much on the table that it feels overwhelming, and that's okay. But, like, you don't give up. These people give up. They give up completely, but you don't give up, okay? Even if you want to. So that's pretty remarkable, and don't ever forget that, okay? You are a powerful, amazing, special, loving, compassionate, kind, empathic, intuitive, intelligent, remarkable, magical, sovereign being. And it's like you're like taking your sovereignty back. And it doesn't come without a cost, okay? But it will benefit you. It might come at a cost where people were saying things to you, or you might have to lose people. But ultimately, in the long run, it will benefit you and the greater good. Okay, so that's the message. I'm ending it right there. I love you so much. I'm like trying to get the right heart. I see people going like this too for like the heart symbol. Like, I like this one. But anyway, I love you so much. God loves you so much. God loves everything about you. God adores you. God trusts you, and God is so proud of you. Don't forget that. I hope you're proud of yourself. I'm proud of you too. Your team is proud of you. Okay? Something about like giving a gift, or like saying how grateful you are, or like thanking your team. You might do that. I think you already do that, but maybe just keep doing you. All right? That's all I can say. I'll talk to you soon. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I hope it's a good day. Like, yeah, I hope it's a really like wonderful day. I hope you receive some wonderful news about something that you've been waiting for. Okay? Okay.